What's up, Footy fans? Here live with another edition with Charlotte FC superstar Jahkeele Marshall-Rutty. He takes us way back to the beginning of his journey in Canada as he climbs up the ladder from the Canadian youth to the Canadian national team, plays for his hometown Toronto FC, goes to Montreal, and now he joins Charlotte FC, then talks about his plans for next season. You don't want to miss his behind-the-scenes access. All right, Footy fans, tap in with me.
How did you get started, man? And what was the ball like in Canada?
Yeah, so I joined Toronto FC's academy when I was 11 years old, and I kind of worked my way up through the age groups, through the ranks. I signed my first professional contract at 14 with the second team, and then I went on to sign a homegrown with the first team at 15. So things kind of went quickly for me. I was very grateful that Toronto gave me that opportunity. Because they seen something in me, they seen talent. I was also, I was a hard worker, so they kind of gave me an opportunity. And yeah, it was a bit weird in the beginning of my professional career, just because obviously COVID was happening. So it was kind of a really weird time in terms of, playing and training. We had to do all that isolation stuff. But yeah, it went super quick, and I'm super grateful for what Toronto has given me. I've played over 120 games in MLS. I'm only 21, so I take that with big pride, but I also take that with a little motivation, to continue going. Obviously Canadian is I played in Canada, so it's a bit different, when you're traveling across the border and stuff. But yeah, it's similar. Toronto was like a family, like Charlotte FC. They really took care of you. So yeah, I was super grateful that I had that opportunity, and it's gotten me to where I am today. So everything that's happened to me made me who I am.
Now, you signing it at 14, man, like, that's crazy. Definitely, like, here in America, but that's crazy term. So how did you process that at being such a young age, signing a pro contract?
Yeah, it was a lot. Obviously, it's overwhelming. It's a lot to deal with as a kid, but I think the most important thing for me is I had my family and, my close friends and my coaches to kind of keep me humble and grounded, because I think that's very important. When you get a lot of success at a very young age, it can get to your head, or you cannot work as hard. So I definitely had my challenges growing up in a big city, but yeah, I think people around me really cared for me and they really helped me. I think that was a big part of why I'm still here today.
Now, what was the big signing, man? 14. When you were able to purchase something, what was that big thing that you got yourself?
Well, for me, my family is the most important thing for me. So my first big purchase was like the house we have.
Okay.
So I got a house for my family, or for all of us back home. So I take that with big pride. That's the biggest thing.
That's solid, man. So the next 4 years, you make 70+ appearances, including all goals under 20. Yeah. Where did that confidence come from, and what was the experience like, once again, being such a young guy to do that, man?
Yeah, I think just, my teammates believing in me. And I remember when I first signed, the GM and the coach said, if you're good enough, you're old enough. So it was never really an age thing for me. It was more just a confidence thing. And I think, season by season, game by game, I kind of took it as it was. I never tried to really focus on the outside noise, because obviously when you sign young, there's a lot of things that people are saying about you. So I kind of just tried to stay in the moment and, train hard. When I got to the games, play hard. So yeah, I kind of just used that all to kind of motivate me and to kind of get me to where I am today. And again, I just have to kind of give it to God firstly, but my family for keeping me grounded, and my teammates. Now,
how was it playing, like, from your hometown, in your hometown? Like, some kids, they go out of their hometown to be able to play, or in some cases go out the country, but you have the very fortunate likelihood to play in front of your family, your homeboys, people you go to school with, people that could contact you about how you played the next day, you know what I mean? Yeah. So how was that?
Yeah, it was very, 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 it was a surreal feeling. I remember the first game I played at BMO Field, had my grandma in the stadium, my mom, my dad. And I think in a way, as footballers, some things you take for granted. So that's kind of something maybe I took for granted in a way, where it's now I'm away from home and I see that, the support from the family, and you have your grandma and your mom in the stadium. There's not a better feeling. So I kind of use that as motivation now to make sure every training, every game, I'm giving it 100%, because you never know when it's your last. And again, I'm super fortunate for how my career has played out so far. But yeah, it's a great feeling, and I think even with the World Cup coming, as a kid from Canada, it's just the best feeling. I recently got called into the national team, so there's no better feeling than playing for your country, but most importantly, playing in front of your family, because that's what I do it for at the end of the day.
Well, let's stick with that for a second. You getting caught up for your country, you being along the likes of Alphonso Davies, a top-notch player for your country. What's the feeling, man? Like, you're on the stage with these guys, now you're really finna ball. Like, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, it's obviously, it's a good feeling. You go into it and you're like, wow, I'm playing with guys that play in the Champions League, that have won the Champions League, that are at the highest level, and it's kind of like a motivational piece, and because obviously where they are, that's where I aspire to be. That's where I want to be one day. So yeah, I kind of just try to learn from them. But I mean, I'm super grateful and fortunate to be able to play with top players at club level. In Toronto, I was with Insigne and Bernardeschi, and then here I'm with Wilfred Zaha and Westwood, guys that I played in the Premier League. So it's kind of, I guess it kind of helps me. And when I go with the national team and I see big players like this, that is kind of, it's business, So yeah, I respect them and I really appreciate what they've done. But I want to be like that one day. So it helps me for sure.
All right, my man. So let's get back on track to your story a little bit. Now you go from Toronto, now we're at Montreal. What was the conversations about last year when you got there, and just like, how are you feeling? Now you're moving away from Toronto. Not that big of a jump at the time, but it's still, you're moving a distance.
Yeah, it was the first time I moved away from my family. It was the first time I've kind of got uncomfortable in a situation. Obviously, I've been at Toronto. I think I was there for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of get used to everything. I think it was good for my career in terms of, like I said, kind of growing up and getting uncomfortable in a situation. When the opportunity came for me to go to Montreal, of course I was hesitant because I didn't want to, leave my family and leave my boyhood club. But yeah, it was a great opportunity in front of me. And I think in your career, you need to take risks. And I think I took one. And, it's gotten to me here where I'm super grateful. We've had a wonderful season. I think I've played the most this season that I ever have in my career. So yeah, I'm super grateful for the opportunity I've gotten. And yeah, I'm happy that I took a risk.
Now, what you're saying, talking about your playing time last year, you had about 15 caps last year. Now, one of those caps was against Toronto. How was that feeling, playing against your boyhood club? Here we go. I know these guys really well.
Yeah.
The family's all here. How was that?
Yeah, it was really good. Obviously playing my old team when I was here, it's a good feeling. My family was in the stands and stuff, but again, business is business. So, we won
Like that.
both games that we played them. So, yeah, that was definitely a good feeling for sure.
Then this year, you come to Charlotte on loan. Why here, and how did that transpire? Like, I think we can all kind of figure why you ended up coming here, man. But, like, how did that conversation get to you?
This league is unique, is different. You can go somewhere and you pack your stuff and you go. And that's kind of how it happened. I wasn't really in the loop of it. But, again, I'm super grateful for the opportunity that Zoran and Bobby and the gaffer have given me. So I couldn't be happier.
And so far this year, you've made 21 caps this year.
Yeah.
With only being 21, how does that make you feel? How has the season gone for you here at Charlotte?
Yeah, it's gone really good. But like I said, job not done yet. But yeah, for sure the season has gone well as a team, but for me personally as well. So just have to keep going and keep working hard for sure.
So staying on the season, what has been some of the top highlight moments for you, like personally and with the team, moments that you remember for a long time?
Just making the playoffs, creating history. We won 9 in a row. I think that'll stay with me for my whole career because that was a big achievement. And, me personally, but also us as a team, we had a big role in it. So, yeah, that was very exciting for me.
How have you been enjoying Charlotte so far, man? We talked a little bit off camera, but what's been some of your favorite things that you've been able to do here in the city?
I like to go to a football game, the Panthers game. Now that the Hornets are playing, I'll get to watch the Hornets. Obviously, back home, they have the Raptors, but we don't have an NFL team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of been different off the field. I've gotten to experience the NFL culture that the Americans rave about. So, yeah, they're doing pretty decent as well. So that's kind of been the big difference. But, yeah, like I said, it's a great bunch of guys. So we always do something, whether we're golfing or something like that. So there's been a lot of hobbies that we've taken off the field. I think that's kind of created our chemistry and showed why we've done what we've done this year.
All right. And, if it's up to you, do you want to play here again next season?
Yeah, that's a good question. Of course, I would like to stay here. I know there's some conversations, but like I said, I just try to take care of, what I can on the field and let the other stuff take care of itself. Because at the end of the day, I'm a soccer player, and then my agent and stuff take care of the other things. So whatever happens, happens. And like I said, I'm super grateful for being here. And yes, I would like to be here next year because I think it's an important group and it's a special team.
Now, who would you say has been one of your mentors on the team that kind of took you under their wing and be like, hey, man, this is how you want to do this, or just being able to put a good word in your ear?
Yeah, obviously, I think all the guys have done their own part, but I would say specifically maybe Nathan Byrne, Westwood, kind of just the leaders, the captains, Wilf. But I would say mainly Nathan. He's actually my mentor, so he kind of talks to me if I have a good game, if I'm a bit down, or just in general, day-to-day life, which I think is important for a young guy. So, yeah, obviously he's had a top career, and we've had so many players that have had top careers, and essentially that's where I want to be. So whenever he can say something to me, I try to listen, and I try to apply it to my game.
All right, and so what's going to be your plans this offseason? Like training regimen? Do you plan on enjoying a little time off before you go do your thing with the national team, or if you can even do that?
Yeah, of course. It's hectic. There's a camp in November, so we'll see what happens with that. But of course, we want to get to MLS Cup.
Yes,
so we'll be there. We'll be here till December 7th. And if that's the case, if I'm here till December 7th, of course I need to take time off. 2 weeks. I'll go home for sure. I'll go to Toronto, maybe go to Jamaica. I know there's a bit of hurricanes and stuff right there, so I'll go visit my great grandma, make sure she's all good. But yeah, there's always time for rest, but then how quick is the turnaround. So I'll be back training probably 2 weeks after my vacation, and then focus on the 2026 season. So.
Word. So what's your personal goals for next season coming up? Like, what's going to be your goals?
The main one is make the World Cup team.
Okay.
Play in the World Cup in front of my family. That'll be probably the proudest and the best moment of my career, probably ever. Establish myself as a player. And I played a lot of games this year, and just kind of do the same thing next year. Be a starter and win trophies. I like to win. That's basically it.
All right, man, and we're just going to have one more, so you can just leave a message for the kids coming up in Canada and here, man. Go ahead, speak to the camera, give them a little bit of knowledge.
Obviously, for kids back home, you guys have seen that I've signed super young. And I could just say that, if I did it, why can't you? I think for me, the biggest thing is the World Cup coming to Canada, to our country. So if that's not motivating you, then I don't know what can. So just keep working hard, listen to the people around you, and we got to do this for Canada.
Hey, I love it. We're going to do 7 rapid fires. If you're fine real quick, we're just going to keep it quick. Fun, jokeful questions, nothing crazy, okay?
No.
So the first one is, who do you think is going to win the Champions League?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Who do you think, you're nodding your head a little too seriously back there. Who do you think is going to win the World Cup? I already know who you finna say. So
Canada.
Okay, bet. All right. What's your cookout tray that you get here?
Cookout?
Yeah.
Like the place?
Yeah. What's your meal?
I went there once.
Okay.
I think I got a quesadilla. I got a milkshake or something.
Okay, bet.
And I don't remember, to be honest. It was when I first came. To be honest, I didn't really like it though. I don't know if you should put that in the video.
Yeah, nah, we gotta cut that out. We can't say that. We
I
can't
didn't really
that.
like it.
You didn't even like it.
It's not meant for it's like late night.
I'm hearing
Yeah,
you gotta
that's
go
it
there
for a
after
little
you
bit.
party, but that's not my thing. I went there
Yeah.
on like a 6 p.m. with my boy, and like he knew that it's a late night thing. But I was like, brother, why would you bring me here on a 6 p.m.? Like, it wasn't it.
Ruin the reputation at that time.
Yeah.
I feel you. All right, another question. All right, if you had to pick Mbappe, Haaland.
Mbappe.
Ooh, okay. You had to pick Jude or Job.
Jude.
Okay. If you had to pick Alphonso Davies or Nathan Byrne.
I play with both of them. I mean, I can't pick
You
one.
can plead the fifth on that one.
Yeah, I can't
All
take
right,
it.
you please the fifth. Or please the fifth. All right, and that's gonna be it, man. That's gonna be the last one, my man.
Sounds good.
We're gonna end it on that.
Thank you.